Hey guys, it's David here. Just wanted to put out this quick video of something I saw um, tonight. It was very interesting. I was driving home from Home Depot with my wife, and over on the left-hand side, when I was heading home, it's on the left-hand side from Home Depot. It was heading, looking south to southwest, right in between south and southwest. So I guess that would be south by southwest or something. I don't know how they say that exactly on a compass, but I'll go ahead and show you what. Well, I had seen it. There was two lights in the sky there, and I didn't. I thought maybe they looked initially like they looked like planets to me, and I was thinking, oh, there must be planets over there in the sky in alignment. There was two of them. And but I was thinking it looks kind of odd because one was stacked kind of almost on top of another. One was slightly off to the right, while the other one was uh, down lower from it, but almost straight up from the horizon, which is unusual for a planetary alignment. I've been somewhat of an amateur astronomer for 25 years, and I had never seen alignment like that. Usually it comes in um, kind of at weird angles to the horizon or whatever. But I just didn't think too much of it. And then the clouds, it's semi-cloudy, so I think I didn't see it after a while after I was driving home. So I was thinking, maybe it went away. And then I got to my house and I saw the formation again. It looked a little bit more west than what I'd seen before, but I could before it looked a little more south, but maybe that was just, the direction I was driving, from my looking at it from Home Depot and looking at it from my home location, maybe it just looked a little different. So I went ahead and when I got to my house and I saw it, well, my wife saw it, and we were looking at that for a while, and I was like, these two planets look awfully, I'm sorry, these two objects look awfully, they look awfully red. I wasn't sure what I was looking at, but they weren't shimmering like a star. They were they were one solid color. Both of them were red, and I thought that was odd because only Mars is looks red. I know the planets pretty well and the stars. I don't know the movements of the moon too much from day to day or whatnot, but I'm very familiar with well, pretty familiar with the planets and the stars, and the this these two objects there were kind of unusual. So I'll go to the pictures here now, and it might not look like anything. I mean, it was dark and it was hard to get these pictures. Um, but this is the lower object and it was red. This looks white here, and this is the upper object, and it was also red at the horizon. This is looking, like I said, south between south and southwest, and um, they weren't like this. They were one. They looked like they're one solid color, like round, like you would see a planet, not shimmering. It just looks like this because it was really cold outside. I couldn't keep my hand still. Let me show you what it looks like. Um, I took a screenshot of my phone with the this star map app application up here, and I was looking in this direction. It was going on like over here somewhere. Like the higher object was like here, and the lower object was like here. And I was pointing uh, this star map app directly toward where I was seeing it, and there was stars, um, no bright stars and no planets in that area. Now you can see the alignment of the sun and Mercury, and Mars is way down here, which is the red planet. And it goes up like this. It goes up in a line up this way, and where how the the planets are in alignment. And I'll show you on the next screenshot here of the star app. And so this was Saturn here, and this is Pluto. You can't see Pluto anyway with your naked eye. And the formations I saw was somewhere around here. It was one here and then one here. And so you can see this is southwest, and over here was west. And so, and this, I couldn't see Saturn either. It was kind of cloudy in this area, and then kind of cloudy up in this area. It was like patchy cloudiness. So I couldn't even see Saturn. And I know it's not Saturn because Saturn looks very bright. Saturn looks similar to Jupiter, and in its whiteness, and this didn't look like it at all. If anything, it looked like a Mars. Yeah, two Mars. It looked like two Mars. They were very red. And like I said, you saw from the previous one that Mars was already below the horizon, way down. And you can see this was 7 o'clock. This is 7 p.m. And the sun was already down well below the horizon. Let me show you what Saturn looks like. I took this with my telescope before, so I know how this is supposed to look. See, this is, I'm sorry, did I say that was Saturn? I apologize. This was Jupiter. So you've got its moons here, and it's a very bright white object. It's very easy to see Saturn and Jupiter, and they look like this through a telescope, but with the naked eye, they're just a white, bright, solid object. No shimmering. See, planets don't shimmer, and that's what these two objects were doing. They were not shimmering, and so I started thinking maybe they were UFOs, because everyone who knows me and has seen my previous videos, they know that that I have a lot of UFO photos around my house and whatnot. And I started thinking maybe they were some kind of UFO, and I was thinking maybe I'm witnessing a UFO event again, but they weren't moving. They were just right there, and I watched them for quite a while, maybe half an hour to an hour. I don't know. But what they did was they slowly sank into the horizon, like they were planets. And that's why I keep saying planets, is because this one is red. I know this shows like it's white, but it wasn't. It was red. And this one was red also, very red. They were both very, very red. And they were slowly sinking into the horizon just like a planet would, like perfectly. Or a star, like a star sinks into the horizon too, but they weren't stars because they weren't shimmering, and they were very bright red points of light. Let me see if I can get, and this was when it's a little bit farther. I hope this is coming out clear, because I know when I use this app to record stuff on my laptop, sometimes you can't see it very clearly, unfortunately. But here's the red object, and you can barely see it up here, the red one above it. It was slightly off, so it wasn't aligned exactly one above each other. It was off. It was right. It was off slightly, but you can see how it's what do you call that? Perpendicular to the horizon, which is very odd for a planetary alignment. And like I said, you could see the star map. The planets were going this way and down, like down this way, down this way. They were not up right above each other. And let me see this one. And let me take a look here. Yeah, and there's the object there. And then you can't really see it. It's a little bit, it's kind of a blur right here. Sometimes the upper object was sometimes a little bit hard to see because the cloud, even the bottom one would phase in and out a little bit because of cloud cover. But it was at some points it was extremely bright. Most of the points it was extremely bright. You just can't see it. And here's a video. Here's the bottom one, I believe, and maybe the top one is. Oh yeah, you can see kind of the top one right over here. It's very hard to see, very faint. I don't think that's going to come out on YouTube. Um, but yeah, it was right there. Let me play that back. There, you can see a little bit up here now, right up in here. And so, yeah, this was probably one of the most interesting things I've seen around here, as far as I hadn't seen this. Like, I can usually say that's a planet or that's a star or that's probably might be a UFO or the space station, or something up there, or a satellite. Um, I've never seen this before, never. So to me, and looking at it and knowing my history and how familiar I am with different objects in the sky, I would say it was two planets, two red planets. That's what it looked like to me. And I've never seen anything like that before. I could be wrong, but the way it moved in the horizon and what I seen, that was incredible. You guys should look at this. Like if you look at night, try to look toward between the south and the southwest at about between 6:30 and 7:30. I'm in San Antonio, but if you guys anyone look in the United States in that direction between those times tomorrow, I'm recording this at the 21st of November. I think, oh, 22nd. So if you guys see this on the 23rd of November, and days on, let me know because I would really like to know what the heck is going on here. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. None of this means anything without Jesus Christ in your life as your personal Savior, your Redeemer. Um, you can research this stuff all day long, and it doesn't mean anything without Christ. You need Him to be saved and get you out of this mess. When things start happening, there's no other way. There's no other way to escape all this. Everything, it doesn't matter how much you prep or whatever you do, none of it matters without Christ. You ain't getting out of here without Christ. Dead or alive, anyways, it's not going to happen. Anyways, guys, love you all, and stay safe out there.